Chapter 5. The Message in the Brass. "Constance, jump!" Nancy cried, her voice slicing through the roar of the oncoming engine. She lunged sideways, grabbing her cousin by the arm and dragging them both behind a towering marble monument dedicated to the lost crewmen. A split second later, the heavy, dark motor car hurtled past, its tires tearing deep, muddy ruts into the pristine green sod of Plot 29. The vehicle skidded violently on the wet gravel path, its taillights bleeding a sinister red through the heavy white mist, before it accelerated out the cemetery gates and vanished into the Halifax fog. Nancy stood up, brushing damp grass and mud from her wool coat. Her heart was hammering, but her hand instantly went to her pocket. The heavy brass cylinder was still safe. "Are you all right?" Nancy asked, helping a visibly shaking Constance to her feet. I think so," Constance stammered, looking at the deep tire tracks in horror. "Nancy, that man tried to kill us. This isn't just about a stolen museum artifact anymore." "No," Nancy agreed grimly, her eyes narrowing as she looked toward the empty gate. "It's about keeping a 20-year-old secret buried at any cost. Come on, let's get back to your cottage. We need to open this cylinder in a safe place." An hour later, they were securely locked inside Constance's small coastal cottage in nearby Dartmouth. Outside, the Atlantic wind howled against the window panes, throwing sheets of cold June rain against the glass. Inside, a crackling fire did little to ease the tension. Nancy sat at the wooden kitchen table, using a pair of heavy pliers from Constance's tool set to carefully twist the corroded cap of the brass cylinder. With a sharp metallic pop, the seal finally broke. The scent of trapped ancient air filled the room. Nancy tipped the cylinder forward. Sliding out onto the table was a perfectly preserved, crisp document rolled into a tight tube. As Nancy unrolled it, Constance let out a soft gasp. At the top of the heavy parchment paper, embossed in elegant faded gold leaf, were the words, "White Star Line, R.M.S. Titanic." "It's official stationery from the ship," Nancy whispered, smoothing the edges flat under the amber glow of the oil lamp. "It's a letter." The handwriting was a hurried, aristocratic scrawl, dated April 14th, 1912, 11:15 p.m., just 25 minutes before the fatal collision with the iceberg. Nancy read the words aloud. "To whoever recovers this file, my name is Lord Ashley. I write this in great haste from my first-class suite. I have discovered that my traveling companion is not who he claims to be. He has learned of the maritime treasure I am bringing to New York, the Star of Acadia Sapphire, a flawless gemstone of legendary value. He has already blocked the corridor to the boat deck to entrap me. If I do not survive the night, know that the jewel has been secured where the recovery met the shore. Do not trust the crimson ribbon." Before Nancy could fully process the shocking revelation, the cottage lights suddenly flickered and died, plunging the room into pitch blackness. A fraction of a second later, a deafening smash shattered the silence. A heavy wooden brick tore through the parlor window, showering the hardwood floor in sharp fragments of glass. Nancy lunged across the table in the dark, shielding the precious letter with her body. Wrapped tightly around the brick was a crude typed note: "Leave the dead to rest, Miss Drew, or join them."